MyDriver's summer break comes to a close, and the teams were back at Silverstone for the season's one and only in-season testing day. The biggest news of the session, however, wasn't to do with the cars, but instead their drivers. After a run of terrible results and only 9 points in the championship, Mercedes have demoted Pascal Wehrlein. Using their ties with Manor Racing, Pascal won't be out of Formula 1, however, as Mercedes say he's still a great driver and think he's a future prospect, but for now, it looks like he needs time to grow and mature as a driver. Manor faced a task of deciding which of their current drivers would lose their seat, but Mercedes had a plan for that as well. Within 24 hours of Pascal's demotion, and indeed one day before testing, they announced Nico Rosberg, their former driver from 2014 to 2015, would be coming back to the Silver Arrows. Nico left Mercedes at the end of 2015 for Ferrari before moving to Williams following a poor 2016. Toto Wolff has stated that there was never any bad blood between the two parties and that he's going to be welcomed back with a smile. This meant Williams had a spot open for their development driver and now former Manor Racing driver Alex Lynn. It was seen as a controversial move at the time in the paddock, as coming off the back of the Canadian Grand Prix before the summer break, King, his teammate, got a brilliant 5th place. But Williams say they have a contractual obligation to promote Lynn as the development driver, and so they had the opportunity to do just that. So that's all the driver transfer news. Now moving on to the cars over testing. Over the summer, it appears Mclaren have made huge strides to try and get back to their former glory days in 2016. They had a lot of upgrades to bring to Silverstone and say they have more coming for the rest of the season, and Van Dorn said he is confident he can still come back to fight for his defence in the championship. So far this season, Red Bull have been the outright fastest car, and this in-season testing just confirmed that even more, as Red Bull are even more confident going into the second half of the season. Horner said he's hoping both Gasly and Verstappen can just stop making mistakes so that their pace can finally deliver their drivers deserved points consistently. Ferrari have made steps forward too with their engine, but lacked any real gains in downforce. Vettel stated that the next 2 races at the downforce-heavy Monaco and Singapore races are going to be tough ones for the team, but said once they're past those 2 races, they'll be right back up there with Red Bull and will be hoping to even challenge for another win this season. Mercedes, on the flip side, are relishing the next 2 rounds, as downforce is something their car has never really lacked versus the Ferrari. But they're still struggling with that season-long issue of general balance and low fuel running, and so after Singapore, Toto Wolff believes that their car is going to struggle once again and that they'll be hoping their drivers can pull the car up the grid. What this summer break testing has proved is that just like the first half of the season, the second half is just going to be as unpredictable. So that's been this special report of the summer break of Season 3 of MyDriver. We return for the second half of the season at the Monaco Grand Prix tomorrow at 7 PM UK time.